recording someone without their consent is illegal in every state.
That's not true. It depends on your expectation of privacy, right?
Yeah.
Like I could film you if
there's
you're...
surveillance cameras everywhere.
Uh-huh.
They meant it's illegal to
do it in this
inside
context.
like a home, but clarify CNN.
Come on now. We are doing, we're doing some clip reviews, and also we got breaking news from CNN.
Breaking.
All right.
It was just like, holy crap, this is a camera.
But it didn't look like a camera. It was a phone charger.
We've seen these
Olivia
before.
Mae's fiance had grabbed it from the bedroom wall of their Airbnb, thinking it was hers.
The Airbnb host had called us on the phone and told us that we had taken a charger that did not belong to us and that we needed to return it immediately.
At what point did you think this isn't really a charger?
Yeah, that's suspicious.
He became increasingly paranoid. When am I getting this charger back? I think it was like a light bulb moment that we all just went, oh my goodness, is this a hidden camera?
You understand? Like, I really need that charger.
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild. And that looked like just like all the ones from our other videos.
Right. He would have been better off just not saying
Exactly.
anything.
Just hoping she never noticed it.
Exactly, because he could have also been like, I didn't put that there. Maybe it was a prior guess.
Yeah. You're
Just
the one
told
with
on
a fucking
himself.
crazy ass
Exactly.
dump. Well, you're also, you're obviously not thinking straight if you're doing it.
Right.
Well, maybe it could be a very intelligent, peeping Tom, but
Probably not.
Across North America, police have seized thousands of images from hidden cameras at Airbnb rentals, including people's most intimate moments.
You know what that guy's doing?
come on, honey, play with it.
What happened when you realized that there was a camera in that charger?
It's so eerie and so creepy. Then your brain.
I guess making that baby.
Right.
What did they see? What happened while we were in that room?
In a small town in Maine, a couple found a hidden camera at their Airbnb. Listen to what the host told police.
So they had sex?
Why would you admit this?
Yeah,
And you recorded that?
I took some screenshots.
The host admits he set up a camera
Why would
hidden
anybody
in this
admit that?
clock next to the bed to record unsuspecting guests.
So there's stuff of a couple of couples playing around or getting changed. So
Okay, so there's pictures of people that are in intimate situations.
yes.
I want to do a deeper dive into that Maine police. Let me hear that full video and what happened to that guy. How did
Was
he
this
get
an
caught?
undercover cop that's trying to buy these photos, or
Yeah.
is he just spilling his guts to the police?
Oh God, I'm caught. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's more than just a few reported cases, and Airbnb knows it's a problem. In this deposition reviewed by CNN, an Airbnb rep said 35,000 customer support tickets about security cameras or recording devices had been documented over a decade. Airbnb told CNN a single complaint can involve multiple tickets. And a CNN investigation found Airbnb not only fails to protect its guests, it works to keep complaints out of the courts and away from the public.
Why don't we know about this? They are trying to keep it secretive. And if everyone knew what was happening, they would not be using their website.
Airbnb wants to wash their hands clean when they have a host who does something illegal.
Okay. I looked her up. I
Yeah?
Googled
She's an attorney?
Sharon Schott. Those two, have a firm together.
Uh-huh.
And they are, I just pulled it up. All right. You Google her name. And the first thing that pops up is Mrs. Make It Renka.
What?
Yeah. She's a PI attorney. Check it out. I guess you can see that's her. There she is. And she, Mrs. Make It Renka. And then she talks
God,
about.
I hate us. I hate PI attorneys.
Well, I kind of wanted to call them, but it's after 5 now. I'd be like, hey, what's going on with this case?
Yeah, we should bring them on.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll just not. They won't watch our previous episodes to know we talk shit about them.
Right.
Yeah, but I thought that was it. They have the Airbnb thing one of their first
We should
sites.
do this.
So, yeah, or I could just stick cameras in my Airbnb.
And then I could sue
Yes.
Airbnb for it.
Yeah, I'll let you know what our plaintiffs are going to be. Whoever
There you
rents my
go.
shit. Perfect.
Don't ask me how I know this, but I have a feeling there's cameras in your Airbnb.
I promise not to watch them. Just one.
They want to say we are simply a website. We are not responsible for this host. We are not responsible for this property.
Florida attorneys Belkis Plata and Shannon Schott say trying to sue Airbnb if something goes wrong is extremely difficult. It begins when you sign up on Airbnb's website and click Agree to its terms of service. You're agreeing to assume all risk.
The person going to rent the property agrees that if something happens while they're staying at this accommodation, they're actually prohibited from suing Airbnb.
Got to be a limit
They
to
must
that.
go a different route, which is a binding arbitration. It's a way to strong-arm someone.
Is this about controlling publicity?
100%.
Absolutely.
Once they've settled a claim, Airbnb has required guests to sign confidentiality agreements, which CNN obtained, that keep some details of legal cases private.
For you to get the check, you must sign the piece of paper so that no one will know. This will be swept under the rug.
Still got that check, though.
That's what Lyft and Uber do also.
That's exactly what happened to this man.
How did you feel signing that confidentiality agreement?
Okay,
They
I
gave it the
also-
full drug dealer
Dirty.
treatment.
Right, exactly.
Like
For
with the
Airbnb, that's
voiceover and
hilarious.
shit. That's hilarious. And
Blurred his image.
that's great.
I actually had, is either on Lyft or Uber recently, they wanted me as the attorney to sign a confidentiality non-disparagement agreement. I'm like, okay, make my client do that. I'm not signing that shit.
They still pay it out without signing that?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. About to see. I'm going to fight him on it.
Yeah, fuck them.
Probably not, but.
I'll take the money.
Right, yeah.
But that means they're still getting paid out on it.
Right,
You know, like
yeah.
they're signing confidential agreements.
That means they're paying, yeah.
And that the deposition transcript, obviously from
A
You know,
lawsuit,
so
yeah.
like if arbitration is the end all be all.
This man asked us not to show his face, and we've met.
Like Airbnb is going to put a hit out on
his
him.
wife were recorded during a romantic getaway.
They had intimate footage of my wife and I. The sexual union between two people.
The
is
sexual
sacred.
union.
It felt like an extreme violation of our marriage. It's devastating. It's a travesty.
In this case and others, CNN found that Airbnb does not contact law enforcement once hidden cameras are discovered, even if children are involved. Recording someone without their consent is illegal in every state.
That's not true. It depends on your expectation of privacy, right?
Yeah.
Like I could film
Yeah,
you
because
if
there's
you're.
surveillance cameras everywhere.
I can like I actually wasn't Airbnb, it was a hotel, and this lady was just fucking with my shit right before the what conference, the one in Houston.
Oh, really?
Before Lanier, yeah. She was like being an asshole because it was in Shafi's name, and so like eventually I recorded her. And she got mad and then like argued with me about it. And she's like, "It's illegal to record." I'm like, "No, it ain't." You know,
Yeah.
It's called expectation of privacy. You, ma'am, have none because you're
Right.
working at
We're
the
in
front
public.
desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's not true. CNN.
Right. They meant it's illegal
Yeah,
to
to do it in this
inside
context.
like a home, but clarify CNN.
Come on now.
If people are out sharing their stories of how they were victimized through the services of Airbnb, nobody's going to want to trust them.
This man only found out he and his wife were recorded because police called him months later after another guest found the camera.
And they explained that every single room in the house had cameras.
Every room.
The cameras were hidden in smoke detectors.
Part of the challenge is that the technology has gotten so advanced, these cameras so small that you can't even see them. In this one bedroom, we have put multiple cameras all around, and they're hidden in plain sight. This one is in the smoke alarm, an alarm clock, and even an outlet. And some of them, like this one, I can control remotely on my phone and even live stream.
That guy took the screenshots. He was live streaming, right? He
I
had
would
to.
assume.
He's like, well, you know, he's like, it's fucking weird.
I wonder why he admitted all that shit.
What a dummy.
What would you like to tell Airbnb?
By not doing their due diligence, they're harming families. And they're selfishly making a lot of money while doing that.
Airbnb declined an interview for this story, but told CNN incidents of hidden cameras are exceptionally rare. And when we do receive an allegation, we take appropriate, swift action, which can include removing hosts and listings. Airbnb's trust and safety policies lead the vacation rental industry.
Can include.
Can include? Like, that's not automatic?
guarantee you they have people with
Oh,
like multiple
for sure.
like Catholic priests type, like moving them around.
And it's so easy to just start a new profile on there,
Yeah.
and they like don't. Yeah.
That is, I think that's, and also 35,000 divided by 10, 3,500 a year. That's not that much.
Oh, it's 35,000 over how much?
She said over a decade.
Oh, yeah, that actually is pretty exceptionally rare.
Given like how many Airbnbs are.
Right, yeah.
And like, what are they doing to like?
There's not really a way for Airbnb to control that other than banning people once they're reported.
Yeah, what's the due diligence you could possibly do on that?
But maybe, I don't know, maybe Airbnb could start, which somebody say they had like claimed they're going to start having every Airbnb actually inspected before it's listed?
That seems like that would be a huge burden on the platform.
100%.
I've seen like there's a
But
competitor
maybe
that has
it would
something
outweigh
like
like all the refunds and lawsuits and stuff,
that. All you'd have to do is like wait.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Let it pass inspection.
Stick my cameras
But I mean,
in.
at least for the ones where they don't even exist and stuff
Yeah.
like that, or like the pictures are completely different, like it's completely run down or,
Yeah. And then like are gonna start
But as far as,
asking-
I guess for hidden cameras, if you know the inspection's coming. But maybe they can make it where like it's like random drug tests, like where you never know, but an inspector can show up at any moment and inspect.
Yeah, but these are all people's houses and shit.
It's the
so now-
implications. Yeah.
Well, hopefully.
I guess you can't do that if it's someone's house.
Yeah, hopefully.
But maybe you can if that's part of the conditions. Like if you want to be on Airbnb, you have to let us inspect randomly at any time.
How many people are gonna go for that? I feel like not that.
I guess if they want to list on Airbnb, they have to.
Yeah, but then you're gonna. I feel like I don't know. I feel like. Do you think less than half would agree to that? I feel like less than half. So you cut your user base.
No, I think really a lot of the ones that wouldn't agree to that would be the shady ones that need to get off anyways. If you've got nothing shady going on.
I don't know if I want someone pulling up in my house when I'm not there.
Your Airbnb though?
Yeah, well, all right, but what about when I was house hacking, living out of my Airbnb, and just whenever
But you're allowed to do that. That's like okay.
Right, but my point is
like
that
your
means
shit everywhere
they would be
and
coming
stuff.
over
That's true,
when
that's
I'm
true.
just like living in my house and
Right,
there's
like
paraphernalia and shit like that.
Yeah,
and they're like,
that's
oh
true,
no.
that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Or if you're doing like a room, like you're renting out a room, I guess you should just allow it. You're allowing random motherfucking guests to come to your house
yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe.
Which in
come on.
retrospect, like I'm like, why did I do that? That was kind of a weird time in life. I just had random ass people living in my house with me for like days at a time.
Well, you're also a girl, so it's a little,
yeah, that's what made
perilous.
it even sketchier.
But I feel like, there's, and also you're on Airbnb.
But it was like 2016. Like it was the earlier days of Airbnb where it was a lot of like, I don't know, foreign travelers and like it wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't the same as it is now. It feels like it was safer back then somehow.
Well, that's the whole thing that like the main guy was Brian something, I forget his last name, but the founder of Airbnb, he tells a story on a TED Talk where he's like, he came up with the idea because he was like at a bar and like this dude had said that he like needed a place he explained the circumstances where he might need a place to crash, and eventually he was like, yeah, dude, you can crash in my house. And then he was just like laying there in bed, like, what the fuck have I done? This guy can murder me.
Yeah.
And then like thought about like that's what gave him the idea to have the reviews and have a system of and that immediately said the reviews, which people would only rent to people who look like them until you added the review system, and then they would rent to all sorts of people.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And now that you have inspectors, then maybe they'll start renting to them again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's probably our review
is that the
of
whole
this.
story?
That's it.
Oh, I wanted more. Okay.
So yeah, CNN, great investigative reporting.
As usual.